Welcome to the Vibrant Violin YouTube channel and this mini series that I'm doing on how I teach and learn, how to learn and teach vibrato. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please consider sharing the video to support my violin teaching efforts here on the internet. And let's get right into it. So the first step that I use to teach vibrato to any student, and this is of course after, if you've already watched my previous videos, you know that my students at this point have already gotten comfortable with third position. I think that's very important and a good way to gauge whether you are ready, have the foundation in place to begin to work on the technique of vibrato. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to practice as you dive into developing a good vibrato, arm vibrato at that, is called sirens. So you're literally going to practice making siren sounds on your violin. Your family is going to hate me, and that's okay. So hopefully you have a private place that you can practice without irritating everybody around you, because this doesn't sound good, and that's okay. So first of all, you're going to practice it without the bow, just so that you can kind of get used to one aspect of it at a time, as well as not listening to yourself make these noises for too much time. Okay, so you're going to use every single finger, and you're basically just going to make sure that you keep your wrist relaxed, your hand is relaxed, your thumb is not gripping, and you're maintaining a nice hand frame shape, even though you're just pressing one finger down at a time. So the first finger, you maintain that shape while you move the arm up and down the string. When you put the second finger down, you're going to leave the first finger down and do 2 fingers on the string, 3 fingers on the string, 4 fingers on the string. You're going to practice this on all 4 strings. And then once you feel very comfortable with that, I would, again, keep doing the same thing. You're just going to build on this concept. So next, you're going to create some independence between the arms. So while this arm is bowing, this arm needs to be doing this. So it's a little bit like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. If you have trouble doing that, it's going to take you some practice to get this motion going for yourself. So the bow arm, imitate that bow arm while you do this with the left hand. So the bow arm is moving nice and slow. The right arm is moving nice and slow, while the left arm is moving rather rapidly, and move between the different fingers and on the different strings, right? And you notice that when I shifted to that other string, even though I'm air bowing, I went ahead, or I'm not even air bowing, I don't even have the bow in my hand, and yet I'm still going to shift both arms to that G string playing level for this practice, okay? So that's how you're going to do it. That would be the next step of step 1. So there's a few mini steps within step 1, right? And then eventually you're going to grab your bow and you're going to actually do it with the bow. Okay, so the challenge that most people have when I introduce this concept is that they'll do one siren like this for the up way and then down in a single bow stroke. So what you have to practice to do, and this is part of the reason that I asked you to practice without the bow at first, is I need you to put multiple slides, multiple sirens in one bow. So the bow needs to move slowly. So you can see how that sounds very much like a siren, not exactly pleasant to listen to. Couple minutes of practice of this a day is all you're going to need to work on these things, so don't overdo this. Okay, so eventually you're going to be able to put lots of sirens into a single bow. Okay, so a slow bow and a fast left hand on all the strings and all of the fingers, and then we'll talk about how to progress it to the next step in my next video. Once again, please like this video, share it if it was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss future videos.